Chan, I don't know what your schedule looks like this afternoon, but probably should schedule that interview for Susan's position so we can make that happen. I think we're supposed to have some decorations up on stage, so maybe we can get that done as well. Today is going to be exciting, I think. Karen and I are excited to be here. We're going to celebrate success. We're going to present an award that may appear here shortly. And we're going to recognize a great YP leader. Hopefully, does that sound good? I said, does that sound good? Don't make me be wrong talk out here. I'll slide you into a poll. Let's get up. So, again, you'll see lava. The award that we're talking about is called the Lava Award, and it stands for Leadership and Voice Award. And it's really presented to a select YP leader that has demonstrated excellence over 4 areas that we call leadership pillars. So I think you'll recognize the first 3 pillars up here: engagement, followership, and voice operating principles. Those are all measured by scores taken during last year's all-team survey. And then business performance, which is based on achieving outstanding results that are far beyond expectations.
So I'm excited to tell you about our Lava winner, and let me start by saying this is a person with a sense of purpose. They have passion, and they convey it around the workplace all the time. They exemplify what we consider our YP team beliefs. And Alan, they're actually one of the top performers in our organization.
That's awesome. So in short, a Lava winner is someone who leads, teaches, and creates an environment that produces the best possible outcomes from not only our teammates, but our customers as well.
So we're going to take a closer look at each one of these leadership pillars. And we'll start with engagement. And we know engagement is important because it scored 86% on our all-team survey by our team members. So what do we mean by engagement? Well, we like to think of engagement as being how motivated a person is to go and strive for successful results without being told to do so. And it's driven in part by how they feel, how committed, how affirmed, and how satisfied they are with the work that they do. It's what David calls all in. And we can't have successful engagement without strong leadership.
And we all know engagement has a tremendous impact on overall company performance and success. And today's winner, who leads a team of over 40, scored in the 99th percentile in the engagement category during the survey. Great result.
Yeah, incredible result. Okay, let's next talk about followership. And David mentioned followership earlier today, and it's like leadership, but we like to think of followership as how people feel their leaders make a real difference in their lives, how they provide them with trust, compassion, even hope. Now, what's amazing about the followership measure is that our winner scored 95% in this category, as gleaned through the various survey results about success in leading a team. That is an amazing stat.
Next is our voice pillar. And not only does this leader exhibit all of our voice principles on a regular basis, but they also teach and encourage others to do so, truly helping to drive a high-performance culture. And today's winner exemplifies voice, once again scoring in the 99th percentile in the voice category.
Amazing. So here's what we know about our winner for sure. They personify our voice principles. They have scored extremely high in all of our engagement measures. But as importantly, they've received accolades for their performance by both their leadership and their colleagues alike.
Thanks, Karen. That brings us to our 4th and final pillar, which is business performance. And to discuss the winner's results, I'm going to bring up the man who stayed out of my shirt closet today, Mr. Gail Wickham.
So we've all experienced change. Obviously, the legacy Yellow Page leadership in this room has observed it and experienced it. My dad says the only human beings that like change are 2-year-olds with crappy diapers. It's true. It's been difficult. We've seen people who have not been able to make the change, from the print product reaching its maturity and declining, and the digital product evolving. This individual has managed that well and has led his office and his branch through this well. I have the great pleasure of traveling around to a lot of our branch offices, and one of the things that I'm sensitive to is the energy and the spirit of the office. And I can tell you in this individual's office, the energy and spirit is genuine, it's alive, and it's very, very powerful. And it's the glow that he puts off. Without question, this guy's results are fantastic. Since I've had the opportunity to observe his operation, he's exceeded his digital objectives and exceeded his print objectives, and he's done a fantastic job. And so to introduce our winner of this first award, let's roll the video.
I guess you can see fun as a common thread.
Very fun, fun, fun.
The reason I like coming to work, to my job, is because I love the people I work with. And Marc is really great about including everybody in decision making and having fun.
Working in Miami is awesome. Marc has created an atmosphere where there are no levels. It takes everybody to work out problems on accounts, help each other. There's no division, there's no separation, and it makes it very, very unique.
Our overall environment, I would say, is extremely positive. We're all a big family here. We all collaborate together.
It's just the atmosphere, like I keep saying. It's just the way that, you know, positive reinforcement.
He keeps it fun. He keeps himself accessible. All the managers here are extremely approachable, and they work with you. They're not tiered above us, as in some companies. Everybody works as one big unit.
Our culture in Miami, you know, is to have fun and be serious when we need to be, right? To accomplish YP goals. That's our priority.
It's almost a family environment in the fact that everybody cares about each other and they'll help each other in form of a sale or in form of seeing a customer come in. Just today I have a customer client coming in. I already have 3 managers involved, already going to be here for that sales call. So it's just that type of atmosphere, and Marc being one of them, of course, to be here as the GM to greet the customer, make the customer feel important.
The one thing about this office is that everyone gets along with everybody.
He makes the environment here in this office so much fun. Like when I come to my Monday morning meetings, it's always a good time. You know, everybody's just so happy, so energetic, so loud.
Well, the environment is, we're a team and we're a family, and to work hard, and he just makes it a lot of fun. We have to, you know, meet our goals, but it's just a great environment, and he's just really great to work for.
He's always playing, he's always interacting with us. He's with us and with the clients. When the clients come in, they want to spend time with him. He'll put on an apron and he'll start making Cuban coffee, and for the clients love that, and we all do too. We huddle around the coffee in the morning,
And of course the coffee. I'm sure, did anybody mention the coffee yet? Because that goes around a lot around here, you know. The Cuban coffee, that's the thing that, you know.
Well, first he makes coffee, which is awesome.
Marc Spiegelman bought this professional espresso maker for us, and he also purchased us a coffee grinder out of his own pocket, okay? Marc convinced the girl at Starbucks to give him this apron so that he can wear this when he's making and serving our coffee.
Marc is a great boss. He's actually the only boss I've ever had that makes me coffee and brings it to my desk.
it's a great way of bringing people together.
Have a cup on us.
First of all, Marc wouldn't ask anyone to do anything that he couldn't do himself. So Marc's leadership style is to show people
how it's done.
He's always ready to help. He's never afraid to go on a meeting with us, never afraid to be reached by phone, and give us whatever tools and whatever resources we need to make it happen.
And one thing about Marc, it's all about morale. It's all about keeping people up, making everybody happy, and he's just a great guy.
He's very energetic, and I've always loved his energy from the day that I ever met him and when I had my interview. It was amazing. I was like, okay, I definitely want to work in this office and definitely want to work with Marc.
Marc gets us all in by participating. He is a definite team player.
He challenges everything. Things are different. He does not, your typical leader. He's very energetic. He'll play music on the loudspeaker, get everybody pumped up.
Marc leads by example. Marc is the first one in the forefront, whether it's going out to see a difficult customer, whether it's going out to see a non-billing customer, whether it's helping brainstorm an account.
Well, the beautiful thing about Marc is that he is the consummate salesperson. He will make every initiative with this company applicable to sales. He'll show you how it's done, he demonstrates, he leads by example, and that's one of the things that really separates this office apart from many of the other offices that I've been in personally.
Yeah, he'll go fight for you. I mean,
yeah,
you take Marc to an account with you, he becomes a rep. I mean, you just stand back and watch because he will.
He's a great guy.
He will talk to the customer for you.
He's a great guy. I'm happy we have him, and it's a great asset to the company.
Accessible. He's very accessible. You can text him, call him, drop in anytime. He's there. If he can be there for you, he's there.
He doesn't really give negative reinforcement. He gives positive reinforcement. So when you do something good, you actually want to keep doing better for him and for the office as a team.
He makes me want to come to work every day. He makes me want to do better because he doesn't force us to do anything. He just gives us free reins. He treats us like the eagles that we are, not like ducks in a cage. He treats us like eagles. He lets us soar, and we do.
You want to perform for him. You want to get the best of everything. You want to get the extra internet. You want to get the extra print. You want to sell the DE.
We learn every week in our Monday morning meetings, we learn something about what he did with his family over the weekend, and I believe that we can all take that back and learn from it, that, family first, then career.
He lets us lead.
Marc is everyone's best friend here.
The culture is created from the originator, and it trickles all the way down from Marc to the managers and down to the employees.
We want to do the best possible, not only for us, for the company, but for him.
He's very passionate. You enjoy coming to work.
He was once upon a time in our shoes.
I'll just say one word: awesome.
And it really gives you that freedom of just talking to him like a friend or just like an advisor.
And I'm so looking forward to the future. I really like coming to work because of Marc Spiegelman, so that's a gift.
Here's to Marc and Team Miami.
And congratulate our first Lava Award winner, Marc Spiegelman.
Congratulations, Marc. I promised my wife I've never taken a selfie before, but does everybody mind standing up just so I can do this? It's kind of a little bit surreal. I'm humbled and honored, and I guess, here we go.
There you
How
go.
the heck you do this thing? All right. So this way I can say, babe, this is everybody. All right. Thank you.
That's a great job, Mark. How you feeling?
Well, like I said, I'm humbled and honored, and this is, I never dreamed that I'd be here, but I'm feeling wonderful. Thanks.
Great, great. So, I mean, look, from hearing from Gail, from watching the video, you've certainly built a fantastic, high-performing team down there in Miami. So, talk to us a little bit about how you've built that team, how you select talent that matches the culture you're trying to create.
Well, you know, some of the things we do may be a little bit different than what other areas do. You know, we always have like a funnel of employees. So whether we have a posting that's out there or not out there, we'll always take meet and greets and do some form of interviews that are out there in the marketplace. So if and when a vacancy comes about, we have one. Some formalized interview processes we do is we have a group of individuals present in the original interview. So we'll have my administrative manager, my secretary, one of our sales managers conduct the interview. So we do one interview. We basically make our decision within that one interview. And we ensure that we pass the individual throughout the entire office. So they spend 10, 15 minutes with every single individual in the office. And we know if they go to the right outside of the district, they're meeting everybody. If they're going left, they're going immediately to the elevator. But it's nice. So this way we get a consensus from the entire group. We get a better understanding of what everybody feels. And you know, I've heard there's no I in team, and there sure as hell is not a me as far as I'm concerned. It's just really important to have everybody's buy-in to every decision we make. I think that in the long run will get us to our goals.
And what are some of the things you do once they're on board that, like, for example, celebrating success? I mean, I see a lot of dancing, a lot of patting. What are some of the other things you do that have really worked down there for you?
Well, you know, we celebrate success as it comes along. So I think every single day we're doing things to acknowledge success. We keep the atmosphere super light. We keep it fun. We make them want to learn. You know, I think the individuals in the office, everybody knows there's nothing that comes of a surprise in our office. Nothing at all. Everything is known because we over-socialize. And I think I learned that best from, you know, great mentors like Gail and Bill, who once gave me a chance in management, and Scott, I think we have 50 conversations a day. Of course, we try living to what David's dream is, and I'm living that. And so, you know, that's just some of the practices that we do.
Fantastic.
So we hear David tell us about being all in.
Right.
And I'd be curious to hear, what is all in for you and your team?
I had a stack of poker chips.
Okay.
Really? They have one now. I think I lost it. All in is just every day when you show up, you're giving it your all. You're giving us 100% of dedication. You're committing yourself to our business, that what we ask is nothing more or nothing less than what anybody else would ask in the organization. But what we do is, we know it takes a village, right? So we'll have 4, 5, 6 people involved, like Javier commented in the video. We'll make sure that we have a bunch of people and all their minds, and everything is a brain trust, and we think about it, and we socialize it, and we over-socialize it, so by the time we're executing, it's nothing more than a formality. And really, that's our goal. So, and many of you have been on a sales call where you just know that you know your preparation so very well that by the time you're in front of the customer, it's nothing more than a formality. You rolled through what you prepared, you rolled through it in your mind, you talked about it in the car, you talked about it with your sales manager. You're so sold on it that by the time you're on the sales call, it's done. And so I think that's what we do in the office.
So it's been said that we learn as much and maybe more from our mistakes as we do our successes.
Right.
Are you willing to share with us one of your learning opportunities?
God, have them every day. I think perhaps my greatest learning, this is the ultimate interview, isn't it? I think perhaps my greatest learning opportunity, one of them, was when I got a specialty in insurance sales upon graduation, and I thought I was going to follow my grandfather's legacy and be in insurance sales. And it turns out that it took a different path. Even though everything was set up and I had my 218 and 220 license, I had my property and casualty and life and health license, and I thought I was going to be a professional insurance salesperson. Well, I had the second half of that phrase right. I was going to be a professional salesperson. It just wasn't in insurance. I may have sold many of insurance agents in my past years, but it was definitely not insurance sales. So I think that experience, when I noticed that the door that was once open and I graduated, when I thought I was graduating, was no longer open to me. And it was actually closed from a family friend that we, I think that was a rude awakening. But it was also a blessing in disguise because I wouldn't have had this wonderful opportunity. So
we're glad you did. So talk about some of your leadership styles. I mean, it's really hard to keep people motivated, engaged over time like you have. And I know you and I were chatting the other day about situational leadership. So if you'll share with the group some things that work for you.
Well, our team's leadership styles is we have no levels. We really don't. I don't have a title. I'm not a general manager. I don't hang behind a door. In fact, I think I realized that really early on when one of our top performing sales reps, 2 years going to Winner's Circle, she came in, this individual rather, came into my office and I saw a little bit of tremble in her hands and in her face, and I was like, that's all because of a door frame. And so real early on, 5 years ago, I said, why am I sitting in here? What do this isn't who I am. And so much of my time spent in a conference room, kind of Japanese style, and I spend much of the time on the sales floor, as all my sales management team members do. I'm on probably 8 to 10 sales calls every 2 weeks. I make sure I keep it real. I understand the vernacular. I understand what we ask people to do, and I try demonstrating what I ask them to do on a daily basis as the people that I report to ask me to do the same. So I demand that, but at the same time, they want to. And so if I'm giving them constant interaction and I'm always having feedback and I don't have a closed door and the door is always open for them and they always feel welcome because we have no levels and there's no such thing as an interruption, because an interruption would be me stopping them. So obviously whatever I do is secondary to what they're doing because they're the ones that are paying our bills. And so my time is spent with them. And everything else comes later, including email, which, excuse me, I know that may be passé, but I try getting to that on a semi-timely basis. That's one of my weaknesses.
Well, you're passionate about that. I know from pictures of your family you're passionate about
I love them
as
to
well.
death.
So talk about how you take your leadership off the sales floor and maintain that work-life balance.
Yeah, so just a few things about that. My loving wife and my 3 boys, Austin, Logan, Ethan, and Danielle. And so I make a point to, and as I tell all my people in my organization, I make a point of saying, okay, there's a work-life balance, right? And so I coach all their teams. Right now, I'm actively involved in my oldest basketball, but my middle and my youngest, I'm coaching simultaneously. I get this rare opportunity twice in their lifetime to coach 2 kids on the same team, a 7 and a 10-year-old. So, and people say, oh, I don't have time to do it, or how do you have time to do it? And I'm like, how do you not have time to do it? No, what you choose to do is you choose to use your free time elsewhere. And I choose to use my free time being a coach on the weekends and at nights. So it's a choice. It's not that I make time or not make time. I carve out time because it's a priority. So I feel that if you never had an opportunity to coach a kid or to lead a team or to do all those things, I strongly encourage it. What I don't strongly encourage is replying to the voicemail, the emails that come back from parents about occasionally my kid should get a little bit more playing time or whatever. But I've gotten only a couple of those, fortunately, and you have to show some self-control there.
Thanks.
But
you know, as HR people, we love this interviewing thing, don't we?
it's so much easier being on that side.
Well, I guess so. But I do want to ask you, I mean, as you talk about your family, in general, who would you say is your hero?
My hero. David Krantz, Gail Wickham, Bill Ridgway, Scott Hines. Okay. They're my heroes for sure. My other hero is, of course, I think my largest hero is my wife, Danielle, my loving wife, and my parents, my kids. And my wife is amazing. She runs a nonprofit, but she's a full-time mom. She runs cancer support community in Miami. You may know it as Gilda's Club. And she's the executive director. And she has a full-time job, but it's amazing she can do everything. And so how she does it, I don't know. But she's my hero.
She's going to love the selfie, too, I think. Yeah. Probably the most pivotal question we can ask is, of all the business books you've read lately, what's your favorite?
Oh, that's easy. That's a setup. That's a layup. That one's The Real Yellow Pages from YP. Who else could say that's? Come on, isn't that everybody's favorite business book?
Yeah. Well done. Well done.
So I just want to say thank you. This is a tremendous honor.
Well, thanks for sharing your insights. We have a little bit of time left. We want to turn it over for the audience to be able to ask you questions, if you don't mind, Mark.
Okay, super.
So I'm going to work with the iPad and see if any of you want to hit your mic in queue, and we're going to let you ask questions of Mark. I'm good. Thanks.
Bueller.
Wow, they're just coming in like crazy. Okay, Chuck Lee. Your mic's on.
Thanks, Chuck. Bail me out.
Mark. Mark's great. I mean, and the way that you run your management team and really this open door. I go to a lot of sales offices, and number one, he does that. I mean, this conference room is where you work from. His office is always open because he's always in this conference room.
Hermetically sealed. I think there's a dead president in there or something. I don't know.
Always open. Number two is such a customer advocate, and I don't think, I mean, because when you solve for Miami, you kind of have to solve for the company, and he doesn't let it go. So we have these Saturday morning, I'll get a call from Mark at night, in the morning on a Saturday, and it's about, you know, we talk about it, and we try to drive these solutions through on behalf of you, pushing on behalf of your customers. I think the question I have for you is, you have this whole room here. What do you need to make Miami go to the next level?
You know, I'm all in. I just need everybody here to be all in. And you know, if I'm quite sure that most of you are there, and just when people call, say that you can do it. It's so much easier to say you can do it than not say you can't. Than say you can't. It's just it's a much easier response to say, we'll get it done, we'll find a way. And it's amazing that suddenly when we made the transformation to YP, everything just got done. Everything that we weren't able to do before as a company is just magically, the locks were removed from the gates. And so everything that we were told that could never be done relative to market and commissions and this and that, everything gets done. It's magical. So that's what I would say. That's what we would need, just the continued yes.
Kristen Crossman from HR. Your mic's on.
Right here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So you guys obviously have a lot of fun in the office, very successful. Right. How do you have those constructive discussions when things are a little uncomfortable and you need to have those kinds of discussions?
You know, the constructive, that's a great question. The constructive discussions are ongoing. In any good working environment, I would believe that we would have those discussions so nothing comes of a surprise. You know, if you're always telling somebody and giving them constant feedback as my bosses do with me, hey, Mark, you know, if I can't have 1 or 2 or 3 conversations a day, I haven't done my job. And as Scott and Bill have done with us, you know, we're always talking, we're always going through it and trying to refine it so it never comes to a crescendo where that one magical moment where CWA is brought in. I don't believe in any of that stuff. You know, it's just, it's always talked about. So this way you can solve it because we have resources. We got to deal with the teams that we have. And we have to make them better. And you have to understand that that's your team that you have to win because you chose it.
Very good. Thanks. Okay, we have time for one more question. This is from Marc Smith.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Mark.
So I've got.
When are you coming next?
Yeah, I got to spend some time with Mark and his team this past year, and watching the video is just like being there again. So it really is happening. But Mark, you are really lucky to run South Florida. It's diverse, vibrant, exciting, changing. So what's that market telling us? What do the customers want? What products? What services? What are you hearing from your customers?
Well, I think that, South Florida was pretty progressive. They were the first to get, or Florida was the first to get there with the internet, and we saw the curve well beyond, well before it was told to us that print was migrating. I think that's what happens with a lot of cosmopolitan towns, and so I think what the town's telling us is that they like the change. They like the portfolio. Give them more of what we don't have. Find a way to grab them in. And so I would just say bring on the product because we can sell it. We've sold ice to Eskimos. And I remember, I leave you with this, Ralph Harrison, Gary Larson in A Great Far Side. I was given this 20 years ago. It says, Ralph Harrison, King of Salespeople. If you've never seen the comic, Google it. It's a classic comic, and he's on a icicle, or he's on like an icicle, and he's waving to a bunch of Eskimos, and he left them with a refrigerator on top of in the middle of whatever. It's very funny. I can't describe it. Obviously, I'm not doing a very descriptive job, but he's waving to a bunch of Eskimos as he sold them a refrigerator freezer in the middle of the North Pole. So it's a great thing. And so I think that if we all sell ice to Eskimos, as I know this organization can, because I know this is a selling machine that we assembled, that's it. And so I thank you, and I really appreciate this great honor. It's unbelievable.
So David, if you don't mind coming up for a couple final comments and present the award.
Scoot out of your way.
Well, I also had a chance to go down to Miami and observe the team in action. It was incredibly impressed. And one of the things that we've been talking about a lot is that you can have great engagement, you can have a lot of fun, and you can have great performance. And just I want to emphasize some of the scores. How do we pick this? We didn't just sort of randomly. So let's pick someone. We like Mark. He makes great coffee. We went and looked at our engagement survey, and we said, who has the best results, business results, and the best engagement survey results? And so, Mark's engagement results were in the 99th percentile with his team. This is what his team says about him. Followership, 95th percentile, and living the voice principles, 99th percentile. And that is translated into being, multiple Winner's Circle award winner, above objective on both digital and print, so doing it all. And so I think it's a great example of when you bring all this stuff that we've been talking about together, you can create a great work environment, and you're going to get great business results. And if we can replicate that around the country, it's going to be amazing what the company can do. So thank you again for everything you do. And so while the lava lamp is going to be a lot of fun, and you get to take that home with you and put it in. It's got a nice little Tiffany bracelet on here with the award on there.
Danielle said this for the bedroom. I don't know. I wasn't going to ask any questions.
And we also have this award for you. So please open that up and show the gang what you got here.
All right. Thank you so much. So when you were at my office, I don't know if you recall, but we walked by the coffee machine, and you said, Mark, isn't that an OSHA violation? Do you remember that? I said, not when it's not plugged in. You said, that's a great point, because the plug was sticking out.
There you go.
So I got you on a technicality.
It all worked out. Out. I was channeling my inner George.
You got me a Tiffany bag.
Yes.
No, it's a tremendous honor. Thank you.
And so there's your official award. So thank you.
Awesome.
You have the camera guy? Where's the...
Congratulations.
You get a picture? Let's get a picture.
Oh, I'd love it.
Come on over, guys. Got it? Thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Congratulations. Beautiful, huh?